Howdy folks, I'm snoring Southern Pearly Eye, sleepily snoozing through solemn services.
I'm Amber.
And here are more solemn services for us to sleep through, which doesn't make them very solemn for us, just more like a nap time. So let's get started. Alright folks, and our first letter is titled, Am I a Jerk for Restricting My Ex from Seeing Our Daughter? My ex, my daughter's mother, and I used to have a 50-50 custody split, 1 week on, 1 week off. Then one day, I got a call from my ex-mother-in-law saying that her daughter, my now ex, had flown overseas, sent an email disowning her family, and said that she had no intention of coming back. When her sister asked about our daughter, she literally said, she can find me when she turns 18. So I was left to pick up the pieces. I had to console my daughter when she sobbed for hours because her mom abandoned her. I paid for therapy. I dealt with the fallout. Meanwhile, I was hearing secondhand updates. She was living with a man who was later arrested for assault. She then had nowhere to go and ended up living behind a shopping center before eventually staying in a women's shelter. Well, after a few months, she suddenly came back. She started a new relationship online and moved in with that person straight away. Against my better judgment, I slowly reintroduced her to our daughter's life. We started with phone calls and then video calls and then supervised visits. Over the months, it progressed to unsupervised, overnight stays, and every second weekend, and a week during school holidays. Well, 7 months after her return, she was supposed to pick up our daughter for her first full week of school holidays, and she never showed. She ghosted us. My daughter was heartbroken again. I had to sit with her while she sobbed uncontrollably again. Eventually, she just said that she was numb to her mother's behavior. Later, we found out that she had gone overseas again without telling anyone. Apparently, she had even gotten married while she was away. That was 18 months ago. Now she's back, and I've allowed phone calls, but I'm moving extremely slowly this time. I've even sent her a calendar up until June next year. Phone calls for a month, then video chats, and then maybe supervised visits. No face-to-face for at least 3 months, and no unsupervised for another 6. My ex says that I'm a jerk for keeping her away from her daughter when she came back specifically for her. My daughter does want to see her sooner, but the truth is that I just don't trust her. She abandoned her child twice and broke her heart both times, and I don't want to expose my daughter to more damage if she disappears again. Her own family is on my side, and they're sick of her behavior as well. They won't have anything to do with her. So Reddit, am I the jerk for making my ex earn her way back into our daughter's life on my schedule, even though my daughter is eager to see her? All right, folks, what do you think?
No, not the jerk. I mean, I think it is in a difficult situation here because, of course, the daughter wants to see her mom, but the mom has already abandoned her twice.
Yeah.
There's no saying that she won't abandon her again when it becomes an inconvenience and she has some new guy to go chase.
Yeah.
And so I think definitely, I think in the comments, OP mentions that his daughter has been with it in therapy. Definitely keep talking to her therapist about this, how to handle the situation. They'll have the best idea about how to approach it. But I think making it gradual and making sure to keep reminding the daughter that what her mom does is not a reflection of her. It does not mean that she's any less valuable. And sometimes people make decisions we don't like and it has nothing to do with us.
Yeah. Well, it's a bad situation, and I feel so bad for that daughter because she just doesn't really understand why her mom is doing these kinds of things, right? And that can have a real impact on a child's psyche. And the fact of the matter is that she is treating the daughter like a plaything, right? When she gets tired of hanging out with the daughter, she just up and leaves, right? Without giving any kind of goodbye or anything like that, right? She just doesn't even have the dignity to tell her daughter face to face that she's going away for a little while, right? And I think that makes it that much worse, right? Because then at least the daughter could have some time to talk to their mom and figure out why they're leaving and have those questions answered, right? But no, it's just a sad situation, and the mom, I just don't feel, is responsible enough to spend time around the kid. OP's primary duty is to keep their daughter safe, and that includes from heartbreak from their own mother if necessary. But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. And Indy50 says, how old is your daughter? There could be a huge difference in how you handle based on her age. I would recommend getting professional help about it. If she's very young, it could be better for her to have no contact with her mother at all, or maybe only mail or phone call / FaceTime. The older she is, the more it might make sense to allow her contact, very limited, as your daughter wants it, while discussing it with her that her mother is unstable and she should probably expect her to disappear again. Going into it with that expectation might help her when it happens, and just keep telling her that her mother's actions have nothing to do with her. I think that there is a real flight risk with this woman, not just her going away, but deciding to take your daughter with her, even if just out of spite or mental illness. She shouldn't have unsupervised visits, especially not overnight. And OP replies, my daughter is 12, by the way. And I mean, that just kind of shows that this has been going on for since the daughter was 9 or 10, And that's really hard for a kid that age. And any alternative, 2667 says, is your daughter in therapy? And OB replies, I had her going once a month while she was away just to help with coping strategies and regulation. I've ramped up to every 2 weeks since she's been back. Oof, my wallet. And any alternative, 2667 says, sorry that you and your daughter are going through this. Does the therapist have any recommendations about child interacting with this boomerang mom? Also, once a month sounds good to me. And OP replies, she's recommended just being clear and transparent, sticking to boundaries, and stressing that her mother's behavior is her own and not a reflection of her. They've toyed with radical acceptance. Effectively, you can't make someone behave the way you want to, and that you can love someone unconditionally, but that doesn't mean that you need to like what they do. And OP also replies, luckily, I hold my daughter's passport. We have discussed that as a risk and have a plan in place in event of that occurring. And I'm glad OP does have a plan in place.
Mm-hmm.
All right, folks, and our next letter is titled, Am I a Jerk for Supposedly Labeling My Sister's Boyfriend a Perv? Hey, everyone, I feel kind of conflicted about this, and I really need some advice on this because so far it seems like I've overreacted. I'm a 37-year-old female, and I have a daughter, Leah, a 10-year-old female. Fake names. Leah wanted to go to a sleepover at her aunt's house, who is my younger sister. Her cousin, a 12-year-old female, who is my brother's child, was going to be there, so I guess cousin bonding time. My sister is considered the fun aunt, so I agreed, and Friday morning we dropped Leah off. The same day, at around 11 p.m., Leah calls me and tells me that she wants to come home. I ask her why, and she explained that my sister's boyfriend was there, and she just feels a little uncomfortable. I asked and made sure that everything was okay and that nothing provoked her to ask me to pick her up, and then convinced her to at least sleep for the night. Then we would pick her up in the morning. Then she calls again, after what I think was 45 minutes, and says that she wants to come home and she will only sleep at home. So I get ready and I drove 30 minutes, and when I get there, I find my sister was mad. To cut the long story short, she thinks that I think that her boyfriend is a creep and a perv, and that I do not trust him around my daughter. She thinks that I'm being too overprotective and that Leah would have adjusted if I just left it alone. She says that kids do this with new people, and I made a big deal out of it. Since then, things have been sour, and my sister says to fix things, I should apologize to her man because he feels like I don't trust him. I asked my husband, Jason, a 40-year-old male, for his input, and he says that he understands where my sister and her boyfriend are coming from. He says that as a man, even he would feel some type of way if a child called their mom twice to come and get her because he's present in the house. He advised me to apologize to them and try to get Leah used to the boyfriend being around. All I did was peacefully get Leah. No accusations were made towards my sister's man, and I have never said that I don't like him or think of him as a perv. I don't understand why all this has become an issue. My husband thinks that Leah should just try to adjust because her cousin was okay at the sleepover and didn't complain. I feel conflicted. It's not that I think that I was wrong, but I just don't think that I was right. I just need to know if I was dramatic by getting her. I also want to hear from the men if this would offend them and if I should apologize. I feel bad about this. Am I the jerk for getting my daughter from her sleepover? Update is out. Thank you for the support. So let's read that update real quick, folks. Hello, everyone. I want to thank you for the post that I made last night and all the responses that I got. I also do understand why some of you were angry that I didn't pick up Leah at the first time and also leaving the 12-year-old Amanda there. With that being said, I have an update. For the sake of privacy, I will name my sister Jane and her boyfriend Mike. So here's how it went. I called Leah to talk to her dad and I. She refused to talk at all and said that she was just uncomfortable and missed us, and my husband asked her if she would be looking to apologize to Auntie Jane, and she refused. I wanted to be sure that this was 100% okay, so I asked my husband to excuse us. I told her that I will not shame or be angry at her for whatever she tells me, and then asked specifically what made her uncomfortable. She said that Mike played a tickle game with Amanda, and she kept saying no, and she also told me that he talked about how they were developing well. He also did the same tickling game with Leah, and when she told Jane that she doesn't like being tickled, Jane said that it was just having fun. That's when she called me the first time. The reason for what made her call me the second time was what she said was that Mike insisted on the girl showering before bedtime and gave Leah a lingering bedtime hug. She also told me all about when they were eating, he would call her his favorite smart little girl or be sitting too close. She didn't want to sleep there, even with the door being locked. To say I feel guilty for not picking her up for the first time is an understatement. After this talk, I called my brother and we talked. Amanda says that she slept okay, but she could hear feet moving at night. Other than those uncomfortable instances, nothing else happened afterwards. My husband knows now about all of this, and he doesn't understand why Leah would wait this long to tell us if something was really wrong, considering how close we are. The sleepover was last week, Friday, so a week. He thinks that she felt pressure into giving a reason for her discomfort. I don't care what he has to say, to be honest. I believe my baby. I did apologize to Amanda for not taking her with me, and she said that she had no hard feelings. She knew that her dad wouldn't have come. Leah feels like her feelings are dramatic and that I'm trying to make her understand that she's valid. My brother, surprisingly, just seemed unbothered about all of this. With that being said, the only sleepovers that will take place will be in our home. So I thank you all for the advice. I don't know when we will talk to Jane or if I ever want anything to do with her. All right, folks, what do you think?
I mean, I think it's very good that OP got her daughter. This is one of those things where if a kid calls you telling you that they're uncomfortable, get them immediately.
Yeah.
Like, like worst case scenario for you take her home and nothing was happening, dude's feelings get a little hurt. Worst case scenario, when you don't take her home, she could be in a very, very bad situation.
Mm-hmm.
There were a lot of creepy red flags, and it doesn't matter how far things would have ended up going. It was very creepy behavior from him and not okay. And it's important to respect her discomfort and bring her home.
Yeah.
And I also want the dad being like, well, why would she wait so long?
Yeah.
I mean, I think his attitude is the entire reason why she would wait so long.
I was going to say that, yeah.
And only talk to OP. You know, he's very clearly made it out that the daughter is making a big deal out of nothing. When, you know, and like her feelings don't matter because she hurt an adult man's feelings.
Well, the thing is that there's a reason why she didn't want to say this in front of her dad.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the reason why she didn't come out sooner is because of her dad. Literally because of her dad. His attitudes have rubbed off on her, and she knows that she's not going to be believed when she says these kinds of things. And then be like, oh, well, aren't you going to apologize now, type of thing. Like, that's the kind of stuff that gets kids in trouble, right? And I think that OP was right to pick her up, and I do agree. Like, I think that she regrets not picking her daughter up sooner. And the thing that kind of concerns me more than anything, though, is this whole, well, you girls have to shower before bed and whatnot, right? That makes me worried that there's something like a camera in the bathroom. And I think that OP should definitely, be concerned or worried about that, right? Maybe even try to see if they can go over to their sister's house and see if there is a camera there. I don't know. Because if they can discover that, then, one, if there's no camera, then it's peace of mind. And two, if there is a camera, then that guy's going to jail, right? So, but I don't think OP owes anyone an apology, and I don't think that OP's daughter owes anyone an apology. I think that this guy was acting like a creep, and that's really what it boils down to.
Right, and it's important that OP keeps supporting her daughter and making sure her daughter understands that her feelings are valid and that she doesn't have to be around people who creep her out.
But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. All right, folks, and our next letter is titled, I didn't think that I would be a safe person for another. So something strange happened yesterday. I was on my walk home when a 14-year-old or 15-year-old girl walked up to me and asked if she could walk beside me because there was a man trailing her. I didn't know her, but I accepted right away. We only chatted about foolishness, her favorite music, school, my dog, like we were best friends. Then the man got up and left, but she was shaking. As she was leaving, she remarked, "I felt safe with you." I don't think that she'll ever understand how hard that sentence struck me. I spent a lot of my life not actually feeling safe myself, so for somebody else to say that about me just broke me in the best possible way. All right, folks, what do you think?
Well, I'm really good that OP could be that person for someone else. It's
Yeah.
really unfortunate that the creep was ever there in the first place, but
Mhm.
it's important to have people like OP in the world.
Yeah, I think like anytime you see somebody in distress and you can do something to help them out, that's a win, right? And I'm glad that OP was there and that they didn't weren't like, "Oh no, you can't associate or talk to me" type of thing. It was really good that they embraced this and actually did the right thing. But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. All right, folks, it is tea time. Grab your beverages of choice. I've got some tea right here, and Amber, she has a joke.
Why did the clouds fear the tower?
Well, the clouds feared the tower because the tower basically intersected the clouds anytime they ran into it. And so basically, like, if you're a cloud and you get, like, split apart by a tower, that's going to be a pretty gruesome sight for your clouds and the cloud friends, and a lot of trauma.
Yeah, because it was a skyscraper.
Oh, I see.
Same sort of idea, but and it's skyscraper day.
So go find yourself a perfectly good skyscraper and look up at it from the ground up. I don't know. Admire it. And I have licorice spice. All right, folks, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for watching. Happy, wonderful Wednesday, Hump Day, Friday, Junior's Eve. Amber, we need some kind of moral advice and or guidance, and please have it a haiku for Haiku Wednesday.
Kids are not playthings. You can't drop them on a whim and then waltz back in.
I like it. That's a good one. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you all tomorrow.
Bye.